This could potentially be either the best idea I've had or maybe the worst idea I've had. I just spent about $2,500 on what's in these boxes. So we're gonna unbox it. I'm gonna try it out. I'm gonna show you what I bought, and I'm gonna let you know if you should buy it or not. If you live in America, you might recognize this right here. If not, B&H is a camera supply store and also electronic supply store located in New York. Now, the fact that I spent $2,500 on this might give you an idea of what's inside. Okay, so you can see the star in the room right now, which is this guy. Almost dropped it, that would be bad. The Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K. So we're gonna unbox this in a bit. We also have a lens. We've got a bag of things, which has 2 SD cards and 2 spare batteries. We have another bag with a neck strap for the camera. And finally, a duo battery charger. Next box. So that was the expensive box. Carrying backpack. So I can carry all this stuff. So I'm gonna set this stuff to the side, and we're gonna get to the star of the show. So like I said before, this is the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K. So it shoots in Blackmagic RAW, Apple ProRes, it shoots in SDXC, SDXC UHS-2, and it has a CFast 2.0 slot. Shoots in HDR, 4K like the name says, and at only $1,200, this is a good deal for a starting off cinema camera. So first thing right up to the top, we have a little welcome booklet. Thank you for purchasing, getting started online manual, download instruction manual, things like that. A Blackmagic design sticker, and my key, my product key, and I think it includes an SD card to install DaVinci Resolve Studio 17. No, it's just my product key. Up next in the box, power cord with a international adapter hot plug on there with a very proprietary connector. I've never seen a connector that looks like that. We have our adapters here. So we've got UK, Europe, US, and then
Australia.
This just slides on here like that, and you can charge the camera on the wall. Last thing up here is a little battery pack. So this is 2,000 milliamp hours, which I've read will power the camera for about 45 minutes. Doesn't last long, but this is a cinema camera shooting 4K. Let's take a look at the camera. So here is the camera. Oh boy, it's a heavy boy. There's no peels on it anywhere except for the screen. So I'll go ahead and peel. It's about the size of a DSLR. In fact, I have my DSLR right here. So it's about the size, it's a little bigger. It's a little longer that way. It's about the same depth. And depth that way. It's just longer this way. Is there anything else in the box? No. So it has a nice big screen on the back. Buttons for zoom, playback, whatever that is, whatever that is, whatever that is. I'm hopeless on my own with this. I'm gonna scan the thing for the instruction manual. Holy Jesus. It is 100 No, it is 1,718 pages long. Okay, I'm not gonna read all that. So we have function buttons up here, buttons for ISO, shutter, and white balance. Little spinny thing, which I'm assuming is to set your ISO. Record button there, record button there. On the side, we have 3.5mm microphone in, 3.5mm headphone out, HDMI, that power plug in, a USB-C out slot for SD card or for SSDs. If you want to record directly to an SSD, this camera does support doing that. And then a mini XLR port. This camera is too small to have a full-size XLR, so it has a mini one. On the bottom, we have just a battery bay right there. That's all that is. And over here, we have CFast and SD card. Let's go ahead and put this battery in, see if it shipped with any charge. It did. Okay, so it's asking me to select a language. So English is my language, okay. So it has a little fan in it I can hear right now. It's not very loud, I can't hear it at this distance. Now we're just on a black screen. I'm assuming that's because I don't have a lens. Yes. So see, now I have an actual image, but it's very blurry because I don't have an actual lens on there. Now here's the lens right here, the micro 4/3 mount. It's a tiny little mount. So this DSLR right here uses a Canon EF mount. So if I take off this lens real quick and cover those up, you can see how much bigger this mount is than this. Let's actually look at the cameras. Look how much bigger that this mount is than this one. Line up the little red dot there. Turn it until it clicks. So we've got exposure control back on this back dial here. This is the exposure right here. You can see here, if I turn it, it gets brighter and darker. And then the front dial is your focus. So if I turn it, it gets in and out of focus. So I can focus in on that right there. And we get a pretty clear image like that. This camera does not have autofocus, which is a little bit of a bummer, but realistically, cinematographers don't really use autofocus, so this is my B&H haul. So what I'm going to do, real quick, is I'm going to swap that camera right there for this camera and see if you can notice a difference. Let's go from 1080p 30 to 4K 60, shall we? Right now. Do you see a difference? Well, I think it's probably a lot better than this. I'm still using this to record my audio. Well, I think it's probably a lot better than this. I'm still using this to record my audio. This piece of crap probably is nowhere near as good as that. Now, this is not a great representation in this dark, dingy basement. However, I'm going on vacation in 3 days. Bring this camera with me. I'm going to show you guys some cool footage of South Dakota. Alright, I am back from my vacation. I hope you enjoyed that footage you just saw of Mount Rushmore, the Black Hills. Now, addressing the elephant in the room, will I be keeping the camera? Yes, I really like this camera. It's an amazing value. Like this can shoot 4K 60 frames per second video, and it's only $1,000. I mean, if you're gonna get anything else like that, you're gonna be looking at about $2,000 just for that. And also for a cinema camera, that's an amazing value. You can see here the actual separation between me and the background. It almost, when I was setting up, it kind of looked like I'm green screened, but I'm actually not. This is my real room. I can play with this pillow and pick stuff up from this nightstand over here. And yeah, you just get amazing separation between the background and your subject. You can see how blurry this background is. You can barely read that freshman up there. And I'm happy with pretty much my entire purchase, except for one thing. The lens. This is a great lens. If you're an avid video producer and you want a bunch of different lenses, like one for 12mm, one for 35, one for 22, one for all the different millimeters, you have like 15 lenses. Yes, this is a great lens. It's amazing. It's a good choice. I love it. However, it is really annoying not being able to zoom, which is why I'm going to return this lens and I'm going to purchase one that's $100 more, but it has the ability to zoom. So what I really like about the camera is how easy it is to shoot. Like, there was something on the other side of the car when we were driving that I wanted to get a shot of, and I was able to hand the camera to my mom and just say, hey, can you grab a video of this? And she was able to figure it out. Can't say that about a lot of cinema cameras. It has incredible adjustment options. You can see some of them here on the box. There is, you can change like what the primary card is, what video setting you're shooting in, all of that stuff. It can shoot in Blackmagic RAW, which I just had a chance to edit in, and it's actually really useful. It's annoying that you have to install a plugin to use it for Premiere. But it is very useful that you can adjust things like exposure and white balance and stuff after the fact. This camera also does shoot in Apple ProRes, so you can see right here. But you get larger file sizes and you don't get that flexibility with adjusting, so I'm going to be sticking with Blackmagic RAW. This camera has both an SD card slot and a CFast card slot, which is amazing. I don't have any CFast cards right now. Everything I shot was on an SD card, but I am planning to get a 256 gig CFast card sometime soon, just because CFast is better and more reliable. And 128 gigs is not really a lot when you're talking about 4K. A 128 gig SD card that I have in the camera right now, it can shoot up to 20 minutes of 4K 60 frames per second video, which is not a lot for 128 gigabytes. The camera has onboard white balance, exposure, and ISO adjustments. But the lens I got also has exposure adjustments, although the new lens that I'm going to get is not going to have exposure adjustments. It has 3.5mm microphone in, 3.5mm headphone out, HDMI out, AC in, mini XLR in, and USB-C out. So you can record to a SSD as well if you'd like to. It has a 1/4-20 thread on the bottom, 1/4-20 thread on the top. Overall, I am extremely happy with this camera, with this purchase. It's amazing. I wouldn't recommend bringing it on a vacation. It was annoying to have to set settings every single time, and the screen isn't great, so out in sunlight it's hard to set the settings. I would also definitely recommend getting extra batteries, because the batteries don't last very long, as I have experienced. I didn't have one die on me because we didn't have that many times, and we had a car 12-volt cigarette lighter port in our vehicle, so I could charge the batteries in the car. But I would definitely recommend getting a few spare batteries or running on AC power.
which I'm doing right now.
Whoa, Editor Alex here. It is now like 2 months later, 3 months later, a while later. I'm finally getting ready to publish this video. It's been a really long work in progress, but I'm finally getting it out. Update, the new lens is here. This is a Tamron lens. It has zoom. It goes from 14 to 150, which on a standard size lens is about equivalent to 35 to 300, I think is what it was. So pretty good range for just having one lens. Now, another thing I would really recommend getting if you get this camera is this here. This is called a cold shoe mount. It screws into the top 1/4 inch threading, and it allows you to use accessories like this with a cold shoe. So you can just, you know, slide it in there, give it a little tighten like that, and you got you know, now you got a mic on top of your camera. I would also recommend getting an external mic. This scratch audio is not great, just like with any camera. I mean, it's what you get. The scratch audio is almost never good on a camera. I also got a new strap. It actually fits the camera, so I don't have to steal the one from my old DSLR. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed, leave a like, and if you want to see more content like this, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. Down below you can also find my Discord server, my Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, VODs channel, and Vimeo. So you can join those, subscribe to those, follow those. And yeah, I would love to talk about videography with you guys. If you want to join the video, if you're interested in video, go ahead and join that and we can chat about that. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.